You know, if I was just wearing a Speedo, I would be okay. I could walk out, but oh hell, I'm not putting shoes and socks on. I guess it's barefoot and Sundays. Okay, it is Sunday afternoon, July 2nd. Let's see if I can make it rain today by pulling the sprayer out and spraying some soybeans. So yesterday evening, we did not get any measurable rain until about 8 o'clock. About 8 o'clock. So when I left here at 5:30 yesterday, we had a few sprinkles, but nothing measurable. 8 o'clock, we got another, I think it was 0.13 of an inch of rain. So yesterday total, we had a little over 1/4 of an inch. And then this morning, about 1:30, 2 o'clock, we had another small shower come through and drop about 0.5 of an inch. Another chance of rain today. I don't see any clouds building yet. Nothing popping up on the radar screen yet. So we should be okay as far as getting these soybeans sprayed and not worrying about the chemical washing off. I'm spraying right next to my cousin's sunflowers, and then I've got my uncle's small garden here, so I'm trying to be careful. I think the wind is blowing straight up and down the field, so I should be okay and not killing anything. Going slow to keep my pressure down so the drift stays at a minimum here. The last thing I want to do is create problems with the relatives. I've got enough of those already. Problems and relatives. normally have the right nozzle in the sprayer. I have upped my gallons up to 20 gallons per acre. Normally I spray about 15 gallons per acre, but I'm told, and I'm reading on the label with this Liberty, you need to have a good coverage on the weeds. So I bumped it up to 20 gallons. This particular nozzle that I have in there, I've got to go slower in order to keep my pressure down. If I go any faster, I can't put the 20 gallons per acre out. The other nozzle I have on there is rated more for 25 gallons. I don't have the in-between, so I really need to get another set of nozzles for this 20 gallon per acre mark. If I put it on that other nozzle I have that's rated for 25 gallons, I've got to drive faster than I'm comfortable with. So it's Sunday afternoon. I'll just take a Sunday afternoon drive here. I'll be one of those Sunday drivers, and I'll just drive a little bit slower today putting this on. Already see the grass in that field that I sprayed yesterday. It's got a yellowish tint to it. Got the auto steer on the tractor. As you saw, it doesn't take but about 15 minutes to move it from one tractor to the other. I can't justify the cost of an extra. I think this unit was only about $2,000, $2,500, but hell, that was 5 years ago. And then another subscription and another display box would probably be another $3,000 or $4,000. Usually I'm the only one driving one of these tractors at a time. I'm only one person. I can move it back and forth for $5,000 in 15 minutes. The other thing I'm told about this Liberty is that you need sunshine and humidity to really make it work. And we have that today. We had it yesterday. We've got it today. Sunshine and humidity. Anymore, you've got to be a chemist and a scientist to spray these chemicals, and you really got to look at that label closely and read it all to figure out what kind of concoction you got to mix up with it, and what the temperature has to be, and what religion you got to be, and your politics, and which way the wind is blowing. And yeah, you've really got to pay attention to make these chemicals work. It's not as easy as I make it look. I don't make it look easy though. So you have a view now where you can see I planted the field diagonally, but I am spraying it straight the way I normally work the field. And when I come up here and turn around, you will see in the road splitting the two fields. The other side of the road has more yellow grass versus this side with the green grass. And right there, can you see on the left? That grass is turning yellow because I always spray the road when I spray these fields, just so I don't have to cut the grass here. So on the left, yellow, so that means that chemical has started working. Here on the right, I just sprayed it when I went around the field, so it's green. It'll be turning yellow tomorrow, hopefully. So I'm reading some comments on my video that was posted today, back in the saddle, cutting wheat, planting beans. And Ben Schmidt made a comment that I need to treat myself to an upgraded combine, which reminds me of a couple of videos that I just watched this past week. 2 different videos, 2 different countries, and both of these people were in the same combine. And something that was very odd is they both had their shoes off. The shoes were clearly off, shoes were in the combine, so it's not like they normally go barefooted. It's like they got in the combine and you have to take your shoes off. So the question is why? So they were both driving the new John Deere 9X combine, which I didn't even know was a thing. I'm not interested in new machinery. I can't afford new machinery. So is this a thing with these new John Deere combines, that you have to take your shoes off now before you get in the combines? Are they plush white carpet inside? I really couldn't tell if they were carpeted inside, but what the hell is the world coming to that you got to take your shoes off when you step inside a combine? I don't get it. That's ridiculous. As many times as I get in and out of a combine during the day, I just may as well go barefooted. Yeah, sometimes I do, but not all the time. But what the hell? That just seems weird to me. Am I the only one that thinks that is weird? Is this a new thing? And what it reminded me of initially when I saw it was, if you're a Seinfeld fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh heck, I better slow down here. Here I'm talking, forgot to hit the switch, which that's okay. I'm next to a garden here, and I've got to slow down to keep my drift to a minimum. All right, pay attention to what you're doing this time. Switch on, auto steer engaged. Let's go a bit slow here. Garden is right over here to my right. I've already made one pass by it, so I'm now, well, we're doing a little bit of overlap. I'm about 30 feet from it, but the wind is blowing. Again, I'm pretty lucky. It's blowing almost perpendicular to the garden, so I think I'll be okay, but I'm gonna just take precautions here just in case. I got some green peppers and tomatoes and maybe some squash out there. I don't want to kill them. And I think I'm clear. All right, so back to the shoes and the combine thing. What it reminds me of is, if you're a Seinfeld fan, you know exactly the episode I'm talking about, with the Snickers in the diner, where the Seinfeld group is watching somebody in a diner eating Snickers with a fork and a knife. A Snickers bar with a fork and a knife. And so all of the Seinfeld characters then, I won't say all of them, but they then start eating Snickers with a fork and a knife, and people start looking at them weird and saying, what the hell? So that's what I feel like watching these people get in a combine and take their shoes off. Are they trying to start a new trend? Hold on, I think I can take my shoes off and ride in my tractor here. All right, shoes are off. I'm riding in my tractor with no shoes on. Hey, but I should go one further. Ha ha! They didn't take their socks off. Look at this. Ha! One better. I'm taking my shoes and my socks off when I get in the tractor. There you go. So let me know if this is a requirement now when you buy a new John Deere combine. One of the guys made a point to show his shoes were off, and off to the side it looked like a little special mat to put your shoes on. The other guy, he didn't point out he didn't have his shoes on. I just noticed it. So is John Deere supplying the what is it called, a boot mat? inside of the new combines now that you put your boots on the mat when you get in? Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this a new trend? I don't think either one of these people were in California. Usually it's the state of California that starts the new fashion trends. No, they were not. As I said, it was two different countries. One country was the United States, the other country was Canada. I don't know. Just when you think you have people figured out, they throw a monkey wrench in it and you start back at square zero. But hey, no shoes or socks. Aha! I've got an even better idea. Farmers in Speedos driving combines. That's like Jerry Seinfeld's show, Comedians in Cars. Was that the name of his series? Comedians driving cars, or comedians and celebrities in cars, comedians, cars, and coffee, something like that. So yeah, farmers in Speedos driving combines. So maybe I'll start putting my Speedo on and taking my shoes off while I drive tractors and combines. Yeah, I'm sure all of you all want to see that. It could change my demographic though. I might get the female clientele in here to watch this channel then. Ha! Ha! Don't mess with Farmer MD because I can outdo you. So back to the combine upgrade. Nope, don't plan on upgrading the combine. I keep looking. Iron is expensive, and for the little bit of acreage I work, I can't justify it. I'm going to spend some money on my machine going over it this summer and just fixing what needs to be fixed. It's not a whole lot to it. But I need to build a new store, so I'm not putting money into machinery at this point because I would like to build a new hardware store. And those costs, every time I talk to a new tradesperson, the costs keep going up. I talked to a concrete guy last week. I said, hey, give me a rough estimate to put a concrete pad down. This is the size store I'm after. And he does some figuring in his head and says, rough estimate, $65,000 to $100,000 for this concrete pad. So I'm probably at $1 million now, and I've got to run some numbers. I'm not sure I can justify $1 million for the size store that we have in the area that we're doing business in, and the amount of people that we have coming in. I'm not sure we can justify it, although I guess I just build it and then hand the payments over to Farmer's daughter and walk away and say, here, it's yours now. I've got it built for you. You figure it out, you pay for it, you run it. And then I go off to the Caribbean somewhere and enjoy life with an adult beverage in my hand from 9 to 5 every day. I should mark the wind speed and direction while I'm spraying these. I need to do a better job of that. I keep, let me show you here. In my notes app, I write dates and farm names and field numbers in my notes app for everything I do. When I'm planting, spraying, spreading fertilizer, I put notes in here. What I can start doing with my new weather station is, while I am spraying, go to the wind speed and direction, just do a screenshot like that, include it in the notes, so that way if there's ever an issue, I can refer back to the notes and say, nope, when I sprayed that, the wind today is 8.7 miles an hour out of the southwest, and then that protects me. I've never had an issue or a complaint of killing anybody's garden or animals or birds or anything like that. If we have the technology, use it, right? Go ahead and take the screenshot, include it in your notes. I think that's part of the record keeping anyway. for spraying is wind speed and direction. I'm not sure if that's a requirement or a suggestion, but with these weather stations throughout the United States, you can find a weather station close enough to you and go back to their history if there's ever an issue, and pull up that particular day and see a graph of wind speed and wind direction. That's not that big of a deal. I guess it depends on the regulator you have coming after you and auditing your books on whether it should be noted in your books at the time, or if you can go back and look at weather stations. And let me address one more comment here. This is from Name Lanam on a comment of my video, $1,000 just washed away. Adult beverage will affect your liver and your nervous system. Therefore, it is taboo in my religion and not allowed in my country. Come on, man. Oh, hell, now I sound like Joe Biden. Come on, man. Don't take away all my one pleasure in life. Well, I have other pleasures, but man, that's one of my pleasures in life. Adult beverage time, and you want to take that away? Going to affect my liver and my nervous system. Yeah, I know about the liver, didn't know about the nervous system. Yeah, hell, we got to die from something. That's the way I look at it. My religion tells me my fate was sealed the moment I was born, and that God already has my plan mapped out on when and how I'm going to die. So that's my religion. I respect Name Lanam's religion as well. I'm going to continue to drink. I don't get blistering drunk every night. I usually have about 2 drinks. And I don't overdo it. Yeah, occasionally. I'll get drunk. Send out some drunk texts. But that don't happen too often. So I'm going to continue enjoying that pleasure in life. But thanks for the comment and it's not a suggestion. It's just, I guess, some facts about drinking. Okay, just checking the radar. The clouds look like they were starting to thicken up a little bit here, but no rain within a couple of hours of us, so that's good. So I guess that's the end of my Sunday afternoon sermon. I have finished spraying all of the double crop soybeans. It is 10 minutes to 3. The hardware store closes in 10 minutes, so I've got just enough time to roll in there and collect the cash so I can take my wife out to dinner. I guess I'll take her out this evening, but now what do I do? Now I got shoes and socks to put on. You know, if I was just wearing a Speedo, I would be okay. I could walk out, but oh hell, I'm not putting shoes and socks on. I guess it's barefoot and Sunday. So that's all from here, and I'm gonna say see ya.